Welcome back to the channel. It's day 3 in Moab and we decided to run Top of the World Trail today. Top of the World starts about 30 miles northeast of Moab. The trail itself is 19 miles round trip and takes you to one of the most scenic overlooks in the area. The trail is rated a 6 out of 10 with a suggested minimum tire size of 35 inches and lockers front and rear. When we left town, it was just sprinkling and the rain was expected to stop later in the afternoon. What I didn't consider is that we'd be doing quite a bit of elevation climbing on this trail and the weather could be different up higher. I've thought a lot about this and I still don't believe little flurries would have stopped me from wanting to attempt the trail. A quick note here, I managed to not get GoPro footage for this trail, so we only have what my dad and I recorded on our cell phones. It was about 6 miles from the trailhead that we met the only vehicle we saw on the trail. He was driving a seemingly stock Nissan Xterra alone. He couldn't really tell us where he decided to turn around, but as conditions had gotten to be too much, he had turned around at some point and was coming down. The difficulty increases as you go along the trail, and with the snowfall, it was difficult to see larger and larger rocks on the trail. Unlike the days before, we had the Jeep closed up and were jumping out to check out obstacles. Still fun, but it was feeling more like we were just trying to get through the trail than really enjoying it. At this point coming up here, we had to make a decision. The obstacles get quite a bit more difficult after this point, and the snow was coming down much heavier now. With all of that in mind, we decided to turn around after some photos and head back to town. We could have spent hours trying to get to the top to check a box that we had completed the trail, but visibility on one of the most scenic views in this weather would be really limited. We weren't getting much traction on the wet, snowy rock, so I imagined we would have done a lot of winching, potentially even downhill on the way back. We also considered that everything we passed earlier, which was manageable, would now have more snow on it going back, and even more if we took the time to reach the end of the trail. We were going to be off the trail earlier than expected, but at least that meant we'd be in town for lunch at Zach's. Next time you're in the area, make sure to check this place out. One of the many restaurants with really great food right in downtown Moab. Trying to put a positive spin on not finishing the trail, at least we'd have time to relax at camp before our longest trail day yet, which will be Poison Spider, Golden Spike, and Gold Bar Rim. That will be in our next video. We just made it to the parking lot off the highway, down off the mountain, airing up the tires. You know, when we left this morning, sprinkling, did not expect that the rain would continue on throughout the afternoon and that towards the top we would see as much snow as we did. Still a ton of fun. Only saw one other vehicle coming down the trail as we were headed up. I'm looking forward to coming back sometime when it's drier. It was really fun to get out and wheel.